Welcome to the video. I'm CuddlyJay, and today we shall be discussing the Outer Rim DLC and my first time experiencing it in 2024. Just so you know, this is actually my first time ever playing this downloadable content and experiencing some of the maps in the downloadable content. I was only able to play this, by the way, in 8 versus 8, so that was the 8 versus 8 game modes during this time, due to the smaller player base for this Battlefront game on PC from 2015. It does still surprise me though that today there is even a community for this game at all. If you'd actually like to see a video on that small community, I'll have a link to that video in the description below and at the end of this video for you to click on. Now let's start off with why this is a rare experience to play this Outer Rim DLC in the first place. For more than a month now, I have been searching for all of these game modes nearly every day and only just got into this Outer Rim DLC very recently. This is on PC, so let me know if it's easier on the console, as I'm curious about that myself. I got super lucky that I even found this. I just happened to be on at the right time. Now, I was able to experience the game mode Extraction, which was actually a really fun game mode. There are 2 teams. One must activate and defend the shipment that must be extracted to the end of the map. Simply go up to the floating shipment and activate it, which will start its movement along a pre-planned route. Now, as the enemy team, you must of course stop this shipment from reaching its destination. To do this, you have to get onto the opposite side of the floating shipment and activate the control panel to turn it off. This is actually hard to do, but with some practice, I was able to get the hang of it. It's a lot of fun, by the way, and it has to be my favorite game mode in this entire game. It's just super enjoyable and fun to play. Now, Droid Run and Cargo are alright, by the way, but they seem to be the most played in this small community on Battlefront 1, and right now I'm honestly just kind of tired of both those game modes. I've played them so much at this point in the last month that they're not as interesting as this Extraction game mode was. I think it's just my own preference, by the way, so others in the community I'm sure prefer these game modes, but for me, my own opinion, I prefer Extraction. If I could play this one all day long with some of the other game modes that we experienced, such as like Blast, I would do so. Now, during this Extraction game, we thought there might be a hacker in the game, but it turns out Luke Skywalker in Battlefront 1 is very broken. The main reason this player was able to end with more than 70 kills in a match was due to a one-hit mechanic with Luke Skywalker and skillfully running around and flying around as Luke Skywalker. After this game, we all concluded that he wasn't actually hacking, so this was just a reminder for this video that some players in this game are actually really insane with certain heroes and villains. Some are even more insane with the actual game mechanics. So, you know, just the game mechanics in general, the aiming, the dodging and so forth with the normal trooper. And yeah, I just wanted to point that out because when you get into this, you might think some people are hacking, but a lot of the time they aren't. They're just really skilled at the game. I did explore some of these maps as it was my first time playing on them, and I found some really cool things on the maps themselves. I guess we can consider these Easter eggs. So we have Gamemode guards laying dead on the ground, or they were just sleeping on the job, to the Dianoga in this weird liquid just swimming around with the scrap metal. There is even a depot in Jabba's palace with Jabba's barge sitting there, looking almost as if it was getting repaired. Overall, I just found exploring these maps to be a lot of fun and somewhat rewarding when little Easter eggs like this popped up. Even outside of Jabba's palace, we can see a sand scroller way off into the distance. Things like these make this game a lot more fun and immersive, especially when just exploring the maps. I think games should do this more often. When you go explore, you find little Easter eggs. It just makes it more fun, enjoyable, and you feel rewarded for doing so. Now, I did play Blast for the first time, which was quite fun. This is just a team deathmatch pretty much. First one to 50 kills wins. That's how that one goes. Now, for the most part during this day of the Outer Rim content, we pretty much had even teams for the most part. Sometimes we would get uneven teams. That meant games, those games weren't that good. So, for example, a team might have more players than another. But for the most part, we had some really close games and it was crazy fun. And this was when the teams were pretty evenly matched. This extraction, we were defending the shipment to ensure it wasn't delivered, and near the end of this shipment delivery, it got really intense. All of us in the game were trying our best, and this made it super enjoyable, even though we did lose. It was just a really close one, and I'll say it again, if you were in this game, GG. It was a lot of fun. When it's, when games like this are this close, it just makes it so much more enjoyable. Overall, I wanted to make a video about this as I had a fun experience, and I'll keep searching for the other DLCs for this game until I can get in a game in those as well. I've never experienced them either, so it will be fun for myself once I do get into one, so I really hope I get into one soon. As I said earlier, if you're on console, let me know if you can experience these DLC maps pretty easily, or is it like PC where it takes a long time to find any games on these maps at all? This took me over a month to experience, so that's a pretty damn long time. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in another one. Cheerio, everyone!